questions. If you have any questions while I'm going through this, make sure you ask them, okay? So, this is kind of an exciting subject because we're all kind of dealing with some of this right now. Stress is a little bit higher than normal right now for a lot of people. And that may be causing you to have difficulty sleeping. And of course, we all have emotions attached to what's going on in our world today, right? We're seeing emotions from different, people, kids, adults, it doesn't matter. We all have emotions that we're dealing with at this point in life. With the current situation that's at hand. So we want to figure out, how do we adapt ourselves to that? Because that's what we need to do, right? We need to adapt to our environment the way it is. It doesn't work the other way around, right? We don't have a whole lot of control. We can't do a whole lot. So one of the things we want to figure out is, how much are we dealing with? So rate yourselves. I mean, think about this really carefully. And on a scale of 1 to 10, being 0, not at all, and 10, huge problem, right? How often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? I mean, if you are aware of this each and every day, constantly throughout the day, obviously that's a 10, right? And if you're somewhere you're not quite there, then that's a lower number. So figure out what number you are. And, if I thought about this, how much am I stressed? I guess I'm less stressed than most because I have a lot of confidence in the oils and how it protects me and my family. I'm more stressed about things that are going on globally and a little bit as a nation because I'm afraid they're kind of really screwing things up, right? But I'd say I might be somewhere in the middle. Kind of in the middle of stress. And then how concerned are you about the quantity and quality of your sleep? So I don't know about you guys, but seeing all the stories on the news and stuff that's happening, it's disrupting my sleep. I am having some strange dreams, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are dealing with that too. And you're wondering, what is the meaning of my dreams? Why am I thinking about this? Why, what's going on? And because we are dealing with some stress, right? And then how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? So, managing our emotions is something we have a lot of control over. We can manage those emotions. We can do it with the help of oils. We can do it on our own. Some people do it with psychological thinking and conscious control. So then you figure out, how frequently do you feel like it's difficult to manage? So for me, I feel like I don't really have trouble managing my emotions. I don't feel like I'm out of control at all. So I would give that pretty much a 0 for me. And yours might be different, because this is how we all deal with stress, right? And the reason we're dealing with this, and the reason we're seeing physical effects from our feelings about stress and things going on in our life, is because of our brains, right? Our brain is that little tiny control tower in our brain, right? The hypothalamus. And when we're stressed, it orders the brain, hey, send out that stress hormone. We know what we're talking about, cortisol, right? That stress hormone. And that hormone is designed to protect you. It's designed to protect our bodies in the short term. And what the problem is if it's frequent, so it's happening all the time, or if it's for a long time, if you're stressed, constantly for a long time, of course, you can have serious problems. And that's going to affect your physical and your mental well-being. And some of the problems we see from that, obviously, are going to be, you can get irritable, you have anxiety or depression, you might have headaches, you might have insomnia, you're going to have poor immune function, increased blood pressure. We see things like a lot of weight gain. Chronic stress can lead to, you can tell people when they're chronically stressed, because after a period of chronic stress, you'll see them, they'll look different. They're not taking care of their hair, they're not taking care of themselves. We see the same kinds of things in depression, so sometimes we have to figure out which it is. But a lot of times it can just be chronic stress. When you're go, go, go all the time, our bodies are not meant to do that. Our bodies are meant to, we go for a little while and we stop, take a break, right? So we need to learn to take that break. So 70% of our problems sleeping are actually related to that psychophysiological issues. 50% is environmental, and then 15% is medical. And we know we can do, environmental, of course, we can fix that by changing our environment. Medical, we can change that a lot of times when we're dealing with essential oils. And now we have to work on our psychophysiological issues. So the reason they say psychophysiological is because it has been well researched. And I graduated psychology, so this is up my alley, right? But it has been very well researched that if you believe it enough, it will happen. I mean, not that you're not future events, but if you believe that you have a problem in your body, you can cause your body to have that problem. And I dealt with it myself because I am really, really allergic to synthetic perfumes. So when I first started with essential oils, I was kind of freaking out, going, oh my gosh, these are so strong. I'm worried that it's going to trigger effects in my body. And if you believe it will, it actually will. And it's a real thing, guys. Your body will react. Your body will think that it's a toxin, help get it out of there, and stress hormone is released, and your body is doing stuff and making changes because it perceives it as an enemy, as an intruder, and it wants to get rid of it. So that is a real thing. So when you say that's all in your head, yes and no. It may start in your head, but if it ends in your body, it's still real, and it can cause some real bad effects to your body. So there's no really such a thing as all in your head. Nothing's all in your head, guys. Okay. So those increased cortisol levels, of course, means your melatonin levels will not be able to rise as they're supposed to, so they can go to sleep. That is also because of the increased cortisol and the melatonin levels. That's where we also see disruption in there that will lead to weight gain. So that's a big problem we deal with when we're under chronic stress. So what do we do about it? What can we do? So we know that we have a nightly regimen that we can use. We can use some things to help us to sleep or calm, so to help with the stress, help us fall asleep, and even help us in that emotional arena. We have some things that we use. So Serenity soft gels, we know will calm the nervous system, and it promotes that healthy relaxation and sleep. And sometimes you can combine it with Copaiba soft gels for a stronger effect, and that will soothe those anxious feelings and promotes homeostasis and rest. So again, things to help your body to calm down at night. Other things that you can do is you can use the new adaptive soft gels. Great, that encourages relaxation, it calms and promotes, gives you positive feelings, and we like to combine that with Copaiba because again, those two in combination has a synergistic effect to help you be calm. And then a lot of us are using the Yarrow Palm capsules, which are fairly new for doTERRA, came out last year. And those Yarrow Palm capsules, although they were designed, a lot of us are using for skincare, right? Because it promotes really good cellular health. And we think of that with the skin. But we also know that it supports our brain. And so it does help us to calm. A lot of people have stated even that Yarrow Palm is really good for them at night. And that's when they take that one. So if you're using Yarrow Palm, maybe that's when you want to take in the evening, not in the morning. And that is good for your brain and skin. So some really good options there. And now we have some oils that we can use. So again, when we're trying to create that sleep environment, we want to calm down at night, we can try a lot of different things. Sometimes one oil will work. And if that's you, awesome. I'm so jealous because it takes several oils to get me to go to sleep. So if you find one oil that works for you, and it may work for you forever, or it may work for you for a time, and then all of a sudden you find it's not working and you have to move on to something else. Whatever the case may be, you're trying to find that one oil is great, or sometimes you need a combination. So one of the combinations that people like to use is to take this blend, this frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile, of course, makes sense. And we've used a combination of these. Like frankincense, I tend to take internally at night anyway, because I know I have to take it once a day, so I take it usually at night under my tongue. For sleeping, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile, it's a great combination. If that combination smells weird to you and you can't sleep because it smells weird, I add wild orange, and that really helps kind of override some of these. A lot of these, you've tasted or smelled some of these, and they're very strong. And so you need the overriding oil, and bergamot doesn't seem to calm it down enough to make it feel comfortable for me. So you can add wild orange. Other ones you could add maybe cedarwood, but this is a great recipe to use in a roller ball. And again, you want to apply it to your feet. If you know where those pressure points are in your feet that lead to different parts of the body, of course, if you are doing any kind of reflexology or anything like that, maybe to get it on the big toe is where we're supposed to do it. You want to put it over your heart, put it on the palms of your hand. Easy to do, right? You put it on the palms of your hand. You can wipe some on your big toe, rub it on your chest a little bit over your heart right here, and then you wipe your hands on your pillow, and there you go. You're ready to go to bed, right? And then the one thing you want to do to really help is to take those slow, deep breaths. So one of the problems in our society is we're not breathing right. I think a lot of us are aware of that. If you talk to a doctor, they may have said, hey, you're breathing very shallowly. And we do. And I know I do. And I have to consciously think sometimes, take a deep breath. You should feel your whole body here, your diaphragm and everything has to expand when you breathe in. And so many of us don't do that. So breathe in very deeply, especially at night. Take in some very good deep breaths, and that will help you calm down at the end of the night as well. So use your oils and take those deep breaths. And that's something even to do during the day. If you feel yourself getting stressed, sit back in your chair, sit up straight, relax, put your hands in your lap maybe, and just breathe. Really breathe, okay? So you need to do that as often as you need to. You need to do that throughout the day because we aren't taking in air. And I talk fast. And when I'm talking fast, do you think I'm taking in a lot of air? Absolutely not. So I know I'm definitely one of those people that breathes very shallow because I'm just taking small breaths so I can keep talking, right? Because I tend to talk fast and I talk a lot. That's just me, right? So I have to remind myself to stop and breathe once in a while. And that takes a conscious effort because it's not how I've been doing it for a very long time. And I don't know when it changed. I assume as a child I did it right. I don't know. At some point in my life, I recognized that, hey, I'm taking shallow breaths. this isn't really right. Other things that we can do when we're looking for mood, to calm mood issues. So we know serenity, again, calming, composing, placating. So again, that relaxing, regain your composure, take a deep breath. And serenity can be used anytime during the day, and it can be used on the paws of pets. Put it on their front paw, because the smell of serenity does the same thing for animals that it does for us. Remember to dilute it, use it, the carrier oil on a pet, so that you don't accidentally get some fresh oil directly on them. We also have the citrus bliss, and the citrus bliss we always find as more of our invigorating, stimulating, motivating, and let me say it compliantly, it is, if you're sad a lot, citrus bliss is a wonderful oil to diffuse. It will make you feel happy. It'll make you feel good. So we find that to be a really good oil for us, during the day. Then again, if we're struggling and we're feeling fatigued, we're not feeling grounded. And I think people understand when you say grounded, what does that mean? When you're not feeling like in the moment, you're not feeling like you're there, you're just kind of off somewhere. You can ground yourself with Balance essential oil. It's a very consoling, kind of reassuring blend. And it is one of our grounding blends. Women usually find this much more helpful than men do. It is something that definitely has a lot of the oils that are designed for women. And so when we're starting to feel stressed and we're starting to feel like we're not, in reality, or we're not grounded and we're not getting our stuff done, we can use Balance oil. And then elevation. So elevation is, it's quite a bit different than citrus bliss. It is one of our inspiring, encouraging, cheering oils. And this is one I used even with my own daughter when she was in high school. So when she was in high school, she went through this period of time where she was wearing all black, and she was, I'm getting echo. Okay. She was wearing a lot of black, and she was hanging around a lot of kids that seemed like they were sad all the time, and just kind of going down that path. And so we started using elevation with her. She would put it on her jacket collar. And she even told me, she said, yeah, the kids love it at school, because kids will come up to her and say, oh, Kessie, you smell so nice. So it was a really good blend for her to wear. So anytime you're feeling blue, you're feeling down, elevation is another one of our go-to oils that may help, especially during this time. People are feeling blue right now, right? Get that elevation out, guys. Okay. And then, so that's some of our mood oils that we know about. Then we've got this whole collection, and this is really focused towards either stress or sleep mostly. This is a 3-part collection. You can use all 3 of them together if you're really struggling, especially in the sleep area, where if you're really struggling with sleep and you're finding other oils aren't helping you. The adaptive roller you would put on during the day, usually on your wrist, pressure point, smell it. It smells wonderful. And the adaptive oil you'll put in your diffuser at night, and you'll take the adaptive capsules before bed. So see if that system will work for you. This is sold as a set as well as individually if you don't want to use the whole system. Some people just use the oil and find it very good in just diffusing it at night. Other people have added the other 2 items to theirs. And a lot of us just love the smell of the roller, because honestly, that roller does smell really good. We got it at convention last year and we were all rolling it on, and it smelled delicious. So we do really like that one. Here's some other diffuser blend recipes. So when we look at recipes, people that are experts at doTERRA find these recipes and they base it on the science of the oils, the chemical makeup of the oils. So we like to use recipes that are tried and true and done by these chemists that know what they're doing. And so here's some of the really good ones. So adaptive and wild orange, those make sense to me. And that's one I've actually tried in my own diffuser at night. Those 2 together smell really good. The wild orange helps cover up the really strong smell of the lavender that's in the adaptive, which I'm not a big fan of. I know a lot of you guys like it, but wild orange covers that up for me. You can put it with Balance and get the same kind of effect for a really good blend together. And you can see the drops with it. You notice those are 3 drops of adaptive, 3 drops wild orange, or 3 drops of Balance with 3 drops of wild orange. If you want to go with a more deluxe blend, you can go with Forgive, Balance, and Breathe. Notice there's a lot less Breathe in it, because Breathe has, the oils in there are not necessarily calming. It's really designed to open up the respiratory pathways of your throat when you're sleeping. And that does help a lot of people sleep, especially if their sleep is interrupted by, let's say, like gagging or having trouble breathing, gasping for air or something like that. Peace, Balance, and Vetiver is a nice combination. I have actually tried this one. Peace oil, a lot of times we don't mention that with sleep, but Peace is really good for people struggling with sleep. Some people use just Peace and find that that is enough to help them sleep. So you try Peace by itself, or you can add your Balance and Vetiver if Peace by itself is not doing enough for you. And then we have another blend here, and this is more of our anti-stress blend. This would be the citrus bliss, the sandalwood, grapefruit, and elevation. These oils are designed to both bring down stress while bringing up, what's the word I'm looking for? Happiness, you know, kind of thing. So this combination will work really well for the daytime use in your diffuser. Another one during the daytime that some people like to use is Balance and Wild Orange, also works really well during the day. The other ones tend to work better at night. Okay, so if you want to have a good wellness box and you're dealing with things like stress, sleep, and emotions, this is a good idea. You try your adaptive, and that should work really well for your sleep. Wild Orange can be added to any of these systems. And then during the day, I diffuse Wild Orange day and night. I absolutely love that oil. And did somebody have a question? No? Okay. I heard something come in here. Okay, so you have these different, so you have the adaptive collection, then you can add the Wild Orange to it. And I go through about 2 Wild Orange a month, quite honestly. I love Wild Orange. And being the cheapest doTERRA oil, it works out really good because, you know, it's our cheapest oil. It's only $10 a bottle US, right? So I think it's 11 something in Canada. Then we have the Copaiba soft gels. You can also use the Copaiba oil. Either one will be fine. There's no difference between the soft gels and the oil, except that the soft gels tend to last a little bit longer, but they take longer to take effect. So if you want a more immediate effect, then you use the Copaiba oil. So you can do either one, the oil or the soft gels. And then getting in your Balance oil. And then of course, you know, once we know if we do 125 PV and we place our order by the 15th, we get whatever the free oil of the month is. So we do enjoy getting something free all the time, and I find I'm using them. So I want to, before I talk a little bit, again, we're building a pipeline. We always do at the end of these. I want to make sure that I'm answering any questions about stress, sleep, and emotions. And if you guys have any tips, because I know a lot of you guys have tried things. So I want you to participate and let me know if you yourself have tried any combination, or if you found a combination of oils that works for you and you'd like to share. Unmute yourself if you want to participate.
I'm not so good at talking on the spot, but I like lavender. So it's really good to hear you say you don't like lavender, because my neighbor was like, I don't like lavender, and I sold her the adaptive.
Yep.
So.
And so if she finds that the adaptive smells too much like lavender, because it really does, if you use Wild Orange, you can override the smell a lot. So don't be afraid to add other oils to make it smell better so that you enjoy it, because the whole idea is you need to enjoy the oils too, right? Anybody else? I wonder what Barbara is. Barbara usually has great input, and I don't hear from her.
Right here.
Oh, Barbara, hey, give us, I know you have some input.
I'm on my tablet and I'm trying to figure out how to mute and such.
Okay.
It's a little more challenging than the computer. I like to diffuse the adaptive and balance, if that isn't a weird combination, or balance and serenity.
But that makes sense on a chemical level for the natural chemicals in the oils. That combination does make sense. Those are your kind of de-stress oils, because that's all we're trying to do, right? So you can use any combination of above. And yeah, I've also heard balance and serenity, especially. I think a lot of people actually like the smell of that.
Well, I mix the balance and serenity in a roller ball with the fractionated coconut oil, and that is really good on the bottom of your feet before you go to work in the morning.
Good, Barbara. Yeah, good one. Is Faith around? Or is she just listening? I know sometimes she's busy, so she might be just listening.
She's here.
Okay, so any questions about, because when we're dealing with stress and emotions and all the stuff that's going on, are you guys finding solutions with the oils? And do you have any questions about using them?
Could you please post those diffuser recipes somewhere?
I will, and I'll post the video as well. But yeah, I'll post the diffuser recipes on the Certified Pure Essential Oil site, the Facebook page for you. So I'll put those recipes on there. That's Certified Pure Essential Oils. That's the private Facebook group.
Okay.
We're in that group.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where you're seeing the replays of this, actually. Where I'm posting the replays of these. Yeah. So it's
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, find them there. And so I want to remind you guys, stress is perception. Because when you are stressed, it is your perception of the situation around you that causes you to have stress. That's why people react differently to the same stimuli, right? So something might be going on in our lives, right? And we're exposed to the exact same stressors in our life, but we react totally differently because it is all about your perception and how you view it and how your body reacts to it. So it's very changeable with oils because oils can go in there and send your body different signals. That's why we use oils to combat these things. Because what it does is it doesn't get rid of the stressor. It's still there, right? No argument, right? It's still there, but it helps you deal with the way you're dealing, the way you're reacting to that stressor. So it's all about perception because we can go, you can go through and take a beautiful walk somewhere, and if you're in a bad mood, it kind of ruins the whole thing for you, right? We've all been there. We've gone somewhere, it's beautiful, we should be enjoying ourselves, and we know we should be enjoying ourselves, but we're in a lousy mood, so we're not. You might be fighting with somebody or whatever, right? And if you go there to the same place, but you're in a different mood, that changes everything. So if you can change your mood and go in there with a more positive outlook, then you're going to look for the better things. Because everywhere you go, you're going to have good things and bad things, right? And it's what you focus on. Do you focus on the positive or do you focus on the negative? What we want to do is give you the oils to help your body send different signals so that you're focusing on the positive. And part of it is mental. Part of it is you telling yourself, look, let me look for the good things here. Not everything's negative. Let me find the jewels that are in there. Let me find the experiences that are there. Let me find the beauty. It's just like, if you pick up a rock, can you find beauty in a rock? Can you? I think I can. When you really think about things.
Jenny, your psychology background is really serving you well as you teach these. I love it.
I know it's funny because I only got a bachelor's in psychology, which means it's useless, right? Or at least I thought it was useless. And I graduated and it's like, okay, I'm getting married, I'm having kids. So now my psychology degree, I'm not going to graduate school because I'm having kids instead. And I thought it was a total waste of 4 years of my life. And then as I've used it in the business world, I thought, you know what? I guess that wasn't really wasted. It's kind of like my Spanish. I took Spanish in junior high for several years and I didn't use it for a very long time. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a waste of 3 years of Spanish, right? And then when I met somebody who was Spanish and started talking Spanish a lot, it finally came back to me and I thought, oh my gosh, it paid off. So yeah, when you're learning something and you think it's just stupid that you're learning it and you're never going to do anything with it, you just never know. These things pop up and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you can draw on those experiences and those learning opportunities that you had when you were younger, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk quickly about building your pipeline. So a lot of you guys have seen this. You're welcome to stay if you haven't seen it before. If you please stay. Okay, so when we talk about building our pipeline, we like to bring up the story. Well, first of all, let's talk about 3 types of people. So, and you guys are a certain type, and I know all of you guys here. I think I know everybody who's here. I think I know today. Usually there's a few strangers, but let's see. Yeah, I know all of you guys. Okay, so all of you guys are actually builders with doTERRA. One of you guys is new. The one name is Robert Hughes. That's somebody new. But you guys are all working with doTERRA as a business, right? And we know that there's different types of people in the world that we're going to deal with. We have people that just want to live the wellness lifestyle. They don't care about making money. They don't want to earn with doTERRA. They don't want to even share with their friends. They just want it for themselves. And they just want to have nice natural products because they want to solve their own issues, right? They want to live that lifestyle. Then we've got people who want to share. And these are people who just kind of goof around with doTERRA a little bit. They'll tell a few friends. They might sign up a few people or sell some products to their friends, because they want to get enough money to pay for their own products, so their own products don't cost them money because they earned that money, right? And then we have us, we're a bunch of builders, right? And we are here to earn an income. We want to make an impact in the world. We want to make an impact in our own lives. We would like to, a lot of us someday would want to have doTERRA replace our regular job. Right now you might be doing it on the side as a part-time job, right? That's where we're all at. And so you figure out, where are you right now? And some of us are like in between, right? Because some of us are still trading hours for dollars, limited on those earnings and advancements. Our time is taken up with having to be somewhere. You have to be somewhere 8 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever, right? And you're building somebody else's dream. Then some of us, we're starting with doTERRA, and some of you guys are already making money. And so you're getting, a residual income, because hopefully those people we taught underneath you are buying, they're going to keep buying forever, right? I mean, where are you going to go? Where else are you going to find a competing product? There is no such thing, right? So we're earning a true residual income, which should grow as we grow with doTERRA. And we have no limits on advancements in earnings. I mean, how many of us want to be where Elise Chedevy is, right? So we're all going to try to get there, right? And then we can choose our own schedule. So for some people, they need this schedule. They have kids at home. They need to have the flexibility to work when they have time to work, because their time is not their own. They have other responsibilities in life or other jobs. And when you're doing doTERRA, you are actually building your dream, because it's your business. You get to build it however you want. And we're doing something really exciting in Malibu that I hope will be wonderful, and show you, somebody else's dream and ways to build doTERRA. And she's doing it this way. And that's why I'm here, to help her. And so we wonder why doTERRA. So we love doTERRA. We all know why, because it's the most tested, most trusted, with over 8.5, actually 9 million customers now, used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. It's the largest essential oil company in the world at this point. Their growth rate similar to Apple, with $1 billion company in the first 7 years of their existence, right? We have that really high retention rate that we all enjoy, keeping people buying, having people come back, and even people who leave for a time, they eventually come back. Almost all of them eventually come back. It's pretty interesting. And then, of course, the partnerships that they've done with these farmers and growers all throughout the world. We love that they're privately owned. They're never going to go public. They have no intention to, and they're debt-free. They don't need or have any outside funding, which means that when we're working with doTERRA and building our business alongside them, kind of as their partner in their marketing team, right? We are never at risk of them just all of a sudden disappearing and the rug's been pulled out from under us, right? We can count on that income as long as the oils are being made, right? So we talk about the man who was hauling buckets and decided to build a pipeline. So, oh, I don't have the screenshots. I thought I did. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me tell you the story. So there was a man, and he lived in a small village, and in his village, they had no natural source of water. So each day he would go to the town and he would get buckets of water. And I imagine him, with that stick across his back, and he's got a bucket in one, a bucket on the other. And every day he's walking back to his town, brings over the buckets of water, sells it to the neighbors and stuff, goes back, it does another load. He uses a job there. People have to haul buckets. You've got to have water to live, right? So he's hauling buckets. People are paying him for the water. And so one day he decided, wow, this is really hard. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I can't do this for the rest of my life. If I want to make more money, I got to work more hours, and I'm exhausted. So he thought, you know what? I need to build a pipeline. So he built a pipeline. He spent years building this pipeline, and he had to do this at night. He'd haul buckets all day long for the village. And then at nighttime, he started building his pipeline. So he had to work extra hours. It was hard. And he built his pipeline. And after a few years, he was done building his pipeline. He turned on the spigot and his life changed just like that. Because now he had this endless source of income, this endless source of water that could be brought to his town. And then the people pay him for that water that he brought in. So he built his pipeline and he built his dreams. So then we, how do we make money? Well, we sample people, we share oils with people. We teach them how to use the oils, right? And then we enroll them in doTERRA so that they can benefit from the same wonderful pricing we get. And then we support them wherever they're at. So whether they're users, whether they're casually selling, or whether they really want to embrace this and really push this into their lifestyle or their business, we're there to support them 100%, because that's how we get people to enjoy the oils and help spread the word, basically, on how wonderful these oils are. So the income opportunities, of course, you may be somewhere along this. I'm somewhere along this. We all want to be, at the top. So Elise Chedevy is 3 times at the top because she's a triple, right? So just to give you an idea of income, this is, the average income people make at different levels. And then, what does residual income mean to you? And I think I've told everybody before, for me, as I get older, residual income seems like it's the only way that I can actually really enjoy my life and be able to travel and do the things I want to do now that I've gotten older, without, if I were to get a regular job. First of all, I don't know who hires 56-year-old women, but, if somebody would hire me for some job, again, I'm getting older. And so I think residual income is really the only way to live, so that I always have income coming in for the rest of my life, so that I don't have to work forever, so I can take time off. And if any of you are parents and you want to take time off to have another child, perhaps, or maybe you want to take some time off because you just want a vacation, and you can do that when you have residual income. Taking breaks is okay. It's your business. You can do whatever you want with it, right? Then we figure out how much time is involved. And for us who are here, we're at the top. If we want to replace our incomes, you're probably going to have to put in 15 to 30 plus hours a week. If you're supplementing your income, which is where a lot of you guys are at right now, then you're going to have to put in 10 to 15 hours a week. You've got learning to do. You've got sharing to do. Try to do most of your hours should be spent in income producing activities, not just learning, but actually doing something. You're reaching out to people. I know Faith has been doing a wonderful job. She's got a huge pool of people to draw from where she's sampling them, she's helping them, she's talking with them, and educating them, because once people are educated about oils, I don't know how they couldn't go this direction, right? Everybody needs them. And then of course, if you just want to pay for your product, make a little bit of money, just put in a few hours a week and you'll be able to make a lot of extra money to help pay for your products. And can it work for you? And you know, we always talk about, are you passionate about oils? And all of us have gotten into it. I think we've become passionate about it, oils, even if we didn't start there. Hopefully we care about people because we're in the people industry, right? And basically, can you follow a system and get things done? And that's why we share these systems with you. And that's why I shared, you know, the daily mentor calls with you, because if you follow that system and you can put that into action, you will get there. And it's gonna, everybody's gonna do it in their own time. But there's, you know, that is your, what am I gonna call it, blueprint for success, right? And I would also add something here in that, you know, there are top level people with doTERRA, diamonds with doTERRA, who are making good incomes, who have all kinds of problems. They have physical problems. They're in wheelchairs. We have one girl, she's autistic. I mean, people can do it, and it doesn't matter who you are. Anybody can do it. It takes work. And we all know it takes work. We've been there, right? So you want to figure out, you know, what kind of person you are. You guys are all builders, right? And we're doing the Business Made Easy presentation. That is the one I'm going to start doing next month. So we will be doing a business presentation twice a month, and it's going to be upper level, all about the business. You know, how do you develop your downline? How do you structure your people under you? Thinking outside the box and thinking of other ways to reach out to people other than just telling your friends, your family, your neighbors, right? Because there are lots of different ways. And of course, the main thing, and I think that definitely the main thing you want to do is to get on those daily mentor calls. And a lot of us are already doing those. I think everybody here actually is probably already listening to them. So those daily mentor calls are golden. Elise Chedevy makes it very simple for us to understand how we reach people, how do we connect with people? Because this is an industry all about connection, making those personal connections with people around you. So that's our goal, right? That's what we want to do, and hopefully we're all working towards that goal. So I want you guys to not be stressed, okay? Because I know things are really stressful out there. Don't be stressed, relax. Your life doesn't need to be so difficult and stressful on us. Look at the way you're viewing the situation. Don't believe everything you're reading, guys, out there. I know a lot of people are getting really worked up about, you know, things that they're hearing on the news and stuff like that. We still don't know what the truth is. We honestly don't know. So I don't want you guys to be stressed about it. And if you are stressed about it, just reach for your oils. Most of the oils are very calming to the body, right? A lot of the oils. And even the oils that aren't, just smelling essential oils feels good. And it's kind of like, I always tell people when I meet them, I always say, hey, you know what? When you walk into a bakery and you smell that bakery smell, it feels good, because smell affects how you feel. Smell always does. You smell something yucky, you kind of curl your nose, kind of like, yeah. And then you smell something wonderful, and you breathe deeply. That's the other thing too. We want to breathe more deeply in our life. And if we're not breathing deeply, we're not taking enough air. There's a really simple solution. Make your air wonderful, because if your air smells good, you're going to breathe deeply. When you go for a walk in nature, you breathe better. Why? Because you're walking, you're out in the open air, your body's upright, and you're walking amongst wonderful smelling things. And it just makes you want to take a breath, right? So be willing to do that. So are there any questions before?
Hey, I just want to comment that makes me think of a very good mental health technique that's been helping me has been that deep breathing and learning meditation. There's some apps that do guided meditation. And then you can use the oils with that. Actually, it goes really well together, like how people do yoga and use the oils together. Well, you can do meditation and do the oils together.
And that makes sense. And it's that meditation that it's something we've given up. A lot of society has given up on that time. You need to have some time to yourself where you can just sit there and relax and think. And sometimes that might be just sitting outside at sunset, right? Who doesn't like to do that? I mean, anybody wouldn't like being on a comfortable day, sitting outside and watching the sunset? Is there anybody that says they wouldn't like that? We all, you know, a lot of us don't do it because we think that we're too busy, right? But is there anybody who actually would sit there and say, yeah, I don't like that? No, because we like that, right? It's a wonderful
Jenny,
thing.
I have a question. The yoga oils, Align, Arise, and the other one, I forget the name of it. Are they good for relaxation or just for yoga?
Well, the yoga is about relaxation. So yes, they're designed to be more of our relaxing oils. Have you not tried those
too?
You haven't tried those yet?
I have them. I haven't opened them yet.
Okay, you know what? I say this to everybody. They were so much better when you open them. They really do.
I know.
I know a lot of times you hold on to that oil and you're like, I don't want to open it yet because I don't really know what to do with it. And we just have to open them and enjoy them, right?
I want to wait till I'm done some of my others. You know, I'd like to finish before I start something else.
But what if that's the magic oil that makes you feel wonderful and you've
It could
deprived
be.
yourself of it?
That's so true.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with opening it, because remember, opening it doesn't do anything wrong to the oil. Just close it up when you're done completely, so it doesn't disappear and go away or anything like that. But just close it properly afterwards, and then it's fine. Go ahead and open those. But try those. We'll be smelling those tonight. So I'm in Malibu right now with a new client, and we are hopefully putting together her whole kind of retreat here. And it's a big house that people get on Airbnb and stuff like that. And she's trying to set it up to be kind of like a doTERRA haven, where we've got things diffusing in every room, and we have rooms designed to go with each emotion that we're trying to evoke. So you're trying to relax, because when people get away, we have different purposes. Some people go away to relax. That's the most common thing. De-stress might be something kind of up those lines. Get some really good sleep, being out in nature or something like that is another reason that people get away. So we want to have rooms for each type of person, and somebody might be, suffering with a lot of sadness, or they might be suffering with stress, or they're suffering with, physical body pain, whatever. We want to be able to address all those. So I'm actually teaching her the touch technique today and the hand technique. So we'll be doing that this afternoon. And hopefully I'll get certified once they can get certifications going again, once COVID's over, then we can do that. Okay, so any other questions before I go? Nope. Okay, so I'll see you next week. And I don't remember what the subject was next week, but that will be continuing education week 7. We got 2 weeks left. And make sure you just fill out the form. Let me know, if you picked up anything new from this video, let me know. And I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye.
Bye.